Sportscast, did you have a question?
Yes. First of all, how was your training camp?
What?
How well you prepared? How well you prepared for match?
I don't understand a word he just said. Not one.
It's just
how good was your training camp?
Training camp was amazing. Best one yet, actually. Haven't had one like it. Haven't had a performance like it. To Dewey, he felt that everything about the camp was amazing. So a lot of times I just go on what he says.
Thank you. What's your goals in this fight? What do you think how this fight will played?
I'm my hand raised and he's gonna stay alive.
Okay. Next. Next, please.
Ethan.
Hey, Bubba. I wanted to ask you a quick question. How was Disney World? I know you took a little vacation over there.
Disney World was awesome, man. You know, kind of a celebration to get to the playoffs. Not only was it a celebration to get to the playoffs, summer started, so my babies got to come home to me. So it was pretty awesome. We got to do the whole Disneyland, Disney World, Mickey Mouse rides and all kinds of stuff, man. It was the second time that I've gone and the first time any of my children have gone, and they are 4, 6, and 8. So, you know, it was the highlight of their summer. So it was awesome. It was a great time.
And does getting to spend that time with your family before the fight really help with your mindset right before you get into the cage?
Absolutely, 100%. You know, my kids are my inspiration. My children are my inspiration. I don't call them kids because those are goats. My children are my inspiration. They're my everything. You know, they're my why. They're the reason I wake up. And anytime I'm feeling tired, lazy, or lackadaisical, you know, I play a little video that they have, or they've sent me, or they're doing. And I actually just saw something that you can scan your phone over a tattoo, and it has like a audio to it. So I think about celebrating this with an audio of my kids, you know, laughing or doing something as a tattoo.
Awesome. Well, best of luck Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, any more questions for Bubba?
Yeah, I've got.
Did I have what? No, I came a little early, so that bad. I was probably here 3 or 4 days for most of the PFL people were here, so it was good to get acclimated, get the kinks out. The first couple of days was wild. I was up till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and sleeping until 7 o'clock. So definitely a whole backwards thing. But while we were in America, we were actually training at the times that we would think about fighting, so it was perfect.
Jordan, did you have a question for Bubba?
Yeah, so your opponent's been somewhat of a dark horse this year. How careful do you have to be not to look past them?
Very careful. You know, the biggest prize of the season is, you know, the $1 million fight. Everyone wants to get to that $1 million fight. And with him being such a quiet guy and, you know, a guy who lost in the first round and we didn't get to see much in the second round, you know, he's overlooked. He's easily, you know, not thought about. But if you don't take your opponent serious, your opponent becomes a serious opponent. What does Dewey say? If you don't take your opponent serious, it becomes a serious opponent. That's what it goes. But either way, I'm watching Kudo's ass.
Yeah, and Shane Burgos has just been announced as the PFL's latest signing. Is that a fight that you're looking forward to in the future?
You're gonna have to spell that one. I didn't get that one.
Did you repeat it?
Sorry, it was just to get your thoughts on the Shane Burgos signing.
Shane signing.
I don't give a damn. What he eat don't make me shit. When it comes to like other people signing and PFL bringing guys over, I could care less. I'm the man. It's me versus me. Like, y'all can see me exude confidence. You know, I'm never gonna look at another man's bank or look at another man's situation like, oh my God, unless y'all bring over Volkanovski, I don't give a damn. Thanks.
All right, anyone else? All right, thanks, Bubba.
What was I
Appreciate your
supposed to
time.
think about the Shane signing?
Intimidating.
Intimidating.
One fight.
I
in
will beat
future,
his
maybe.
ass. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. You got, I don't know. You gotta be special. You gotta be special. If the UFC is letting you go when they're knocking on my door, that ain't something special to me.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Thanks, Bubba.
That one.
Don't be wrong.
That's
I'll say you really.
right. All right.
When we only see you like right here.
No, but anyway.
Okay. All right. Miriam, why don't you get us started with our first question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can I just check my cameraman is there and filming?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So Olena, hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So I'm from BBC Sport and we are doing a kind of beginner's guide to the PFL. So we're kind of explaining to our audiences who don't know much about it, what it is and why it's exciting that it's in London. So I have just a few kind of quick fire questions. Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay, so if you imagine I am an alien who's just landed on planet Earth and asked you, what is the PFL? What would you say?
Listen, I'm a huge fan of Fantastic Beast, which I actually rewatched 1,000 more times yesterday in my room in this hotel where we're all located. So it's a good question. I think it's something huge, big, and definitely like some Chinese dragon, which will attack MMA world. And I think PFL grew up as we all see so fast. So I think about that PFL have a great future, and it's a great opportunity for us as the fighters to be in London. Actually, for me, it was a childhood dream to visit your city.
Brilliant. Could you kind of briefly explain the format of the PFL and how it works to people who maybe know nothing about the sport?
So PFL is a quickly grow up tournament which take the fighters from all the world. As you see, I represent Ukraine, so all the fighters can have a chance to fight for the 1 million, and these fights this fight really make unique because you actually have opportunity to fight during the whole year. And it's a great, as a fighters, if you really like to fight, you have a chance like fight from fight to fight. All you need to do is win step by step. And in the final, you will see all you dream about, like actually what I dream about. I don't know about other girls.
And what would it mean to win the PFL? How big of a moment would that be?
What does it mean? I'm sorry, can you re-ask your questions, please, again?
What would it mean to win?
Guys, can you help
What would it
me?
mean to win the PFL?
What does it mean for you to win $1 million? What you will answer to me this question? I think of course, if you're billionaire, for you, maybe it will be just a noise. But when you grow up from the poor family, and especially nowadays, what's going on with my country and with my hometown, which was attacked by rocket yesterday. So, yeah, I think this million can save lives, my family, and can help other people from my country. And I appreciate that a lot of Ukrainians now saving our lives who have opportunity in London, and most of them will come to my fight, not only Ukrainian, of course. So, but especially, let's be honest, I will be really happy to see them to come to support me.
And
so,
what does it
to be part of PFL and to have opportunity to fight for 1 million, it's just not what I dream only about myself. I have responsibility for other people behind my back.
And how important is it for you to be able to represent the Ukraine and to be able to fight for the Ukraine this weekend?
It's let's be honest, it's a pressure because my fighters, my guys right now in the war, and they sent me right today as PFL make a post with my photo. They sent me the photo from the war. They sent me, they were near the broken Russian tank. So for them, I'm like a rock from Ukraine in woman appearance. So they all believe in me and they all want that I win. So for me, it's like, how to say, in one way, it's help a lot, good energy, good vibe. In another way, I need to represent my country with a pride.
And thank you so much. If there's anything you want to add, that would be great, but I'll let other people ask questions as well.
I will be happy to see anyone in the tournament or official wins from London who have a fans of MMA, sport, or Ukraine. So guys, it will be happy to see you, and I will glad to speak with each of you after the fight. So I open, but after the fight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you too.
All right, Jordan.
Hi. So last season was a tough one for you, but this season there's been quite a bit of redemption. You're doing really well. What can you say has been the biggest change in your game to find so much success?
Guys, I need help.
What's been, hey, repeat the question one more time. You broke out a little bit.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just the internet for ours.
Sorry, Jordan, try again.
Yeah, so last season was quite a tough sort of run of things. Everything's changed around this season. What can you say has been the biggest change to help you find more success?
I think a lot of changes happen in my life, which make me another way more focused, more cold, less emotional. It's all have an influence on the fight style. So, and for nowadays, as I told you before, like I have responsibility not only for myself, not fights only for fun. Now I have responsibility for my people. So yeah, it's a huge motivation to improve myself from fight.
Thanks.
Ethan Albin, Tunnel Vision Sports. So this is going to be your rematch with Pacheco, and having faced her already, what are you looking to implement this time around?
Well, I think all of fighters who have a revenge have only one goal and only one focus to take this revenge. So from my side, I will do my best. From my side, I will show how grow up I am from our last fight. So keep your watch on this fight. It definitely will be interesting. So just watch.
Thank you very much.
Sportscast.
First of all, in which parts of a game you grow the most? Which section, which parts of MMA game you grow up the most?
Where have you grown the most in your fighting?
I think altogether, because it's mixed martial arts, actually, where you can use skills from a lot of sports, a lot of combat sports. So I think I grew up in total of them. So as I told journalists before, keep your eyes on the fight, and if you have opportunity, come in the fight, and I will be really happy to speak with you guys. Whatever happened in the fight, right after the fight.
Thank you. And which are strengths in this fight? In this fight against Pacheco, who is a deadly puncher, who has high finishing rate.
Guys, help.
Which are strengths in this fight?
Where's your strength versus Larissa?
What means strength?
Strength, like
where are you better than Larissa?
I think my last fight with her show that she can be beaten, and the mistake which I made, the fight run on her in the last 10 seconds, it was emotional and stupid. So for nowadays, I think even the fight before, I show every girl, you just need to have a balls, which actually I have mentally. So like for me, it will be a much better fight than it was before. I'm sure about it.
Thank you and good luck.
All right, Olena, I have a fan question for you. If you could relate yourself to one character from Harry Potter, who would it be?
It's a good question because I have such a smart coach, which I call behind his back Dumbledore. So for me, for nowadays, I'm looking like woman's version of Harry Potter, the girl who survived. So it's definitely will be like a person with a fighter spirit who like do whatever can do like to protect people who you love, people with who you're friends. So I just wanna make the fate which my friends, my coaches, my team having me to approve from my side. So I think it will be Harry Potter. But sometimes when I became mean, I definitely would like to use Avada Kedavra and kill everyone like Lord Voldemort. So yeah, I think we all have in our personality both sides. One of them is white, another is black. So it will be definitely Harry Potter, but when I'm in a mad mood, better don't touch me because I definitely use Avada Kedavra.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time today, Olena.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, I think that's why it was so heavy. It was like sodium.
Oh, good. All right, Jordan, kick us off.
Hi, Chris. Jordan Wright from Combat Sports UK. So this is going to be your 15th fight for PFL. What's your favourite one?
It's gonna be my what fight? I'm sorry, I lost you.
15th.
15th? Wow. Jeez, that's crazy. My favorite fight so far was probably beating Bubba last year in the semifinal. There's a lot of beef, kind of like there is right now between Brendan and I. So when there's a little extra emotion, those feel best.
And how do you feel about coming into enemy territory?
I feel fine about it. It's not really enemy territory in sport. The energy will be cheers for him, boos for me, but I like the energy nonetheless. I was telling someone this yesterday, but it was a lot more difficult to be in quarantine in quiet and in the dark than it is to feed off of, for me, negative energy. I'll take any energy rather than nothing.
Thanks for your time, Chris.
Thank you.
Ethan,
Hey, Chris, Ethan Albin, Tunnel Vision Sports. Your opponent, Brendan Loughnane, has never been finished. How do you plan on changing that on Saturday?
I mean, my last opponent, Kyle Bochniak, was never finished either, and I fixed that in about a minute too. So I plan on fixing it the same exact way with my shin to his forehead.
All right. And as someone who spends a lot of time on Long Island, I go to school out there. I was wondering, what's your motivation to get back there?
Well, my family, my daughter, she's over on Fire Island right now. She's enjoying the beach weather. I was on FaceTime with her this morning. She was like rubbing it in my face a little bit that she's over at the beach, enjoying her bacon and her food. And I miss her. I miss my girlfriend. And I want to get back to the last couple of weeks of summer that we have left over there. Get out on the boat, enjoy the water.
Thanks, Chris. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Miriam.
Hi, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm from the BBC, and we're doing a bit of a beginner's guide to the PFL for audiences who might not know anything about it. So I've just got a few kind of quick fire questions, and my cameraman, I think, is in front of you, so you're kind of looking down the barrel. So if I was an alien who just landed on Earth and asked, what is the PFL, what would you say?
I would say that the PFL is the premier mixed martial arts organization. If you want to watch real sport, if you want to watch a real sport season, then this is where you need to be, and this is what you need to be tuned into.
Why does it matter so much?
Why does the PFL matter so much, or why does MMA matter?
The PFL and kind of to you personally.
Well, the PFL matters because the PFL is an up-and-coming organization that follows major sport in the world. We have a regular season, we have a postseason, and we have a championship. And the reason that that's important to me is I grew up in America where we have a lot of big major sport, and people like to see, just like here with football, they want to see that regular season followed by a playoff and then to culminate in a championship, not to just see fights here and there that are politically picked by the matchmaker. So this is where real sport exists in MMA.
That's brilliant. And why, how kind of exciting is it that it's coming to London?
I think it's great that we've gone international here and that we're in London. I think that England is a country, to me, from home, from what I understand, a very tough culture, a very fight oriented culture. They respect boxing. It's deeply rooted here. And I think that it's very natural for MMA now to pop here as well.
And for you personally, what is the best kind of feeling about fighting and when you're mid-fight and the energy is going through you? Can you just describe that feeling to me?
Absolutely. The feeling, it's a feeling of being alive, like you can't even imagine. The rush of your natural hormones and chemicals and just the back and forth with another person who's trained to such a high level that they can take anybody apart. Being in there with someone, sharing that cage with someone at that level and that speed, it's a rush, just like you see someone who skydives, just like you see somebody who does any type of extreme sport. It's the same type of rush that we chase in there. And it's the highs and the lows of that make it so exciting.
And what would it mean to win and win that prize money?
I mean, I'll listen, I've been chasing this for this is the 4th year now. And it's just a must for me, for my legacy and for my family. It's it just needs to be the feather on the cap for me.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tim.
Hi, Chris. Tim, Sport on Spain.
Hey, Tim.
Oh, you muted yourself, Tim. Sorry.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So you mentioned there, Chris, about the rush, the sort of adrenaline rush you get in the cage and when you win. I can only imagine the extremes of that. I'm just curious to know, what are you going to do after the weigh-in tomorrow? How do you sort of focus yourself to not get too excited and think about that, as opposed to try and keep calm? You know, what do you do in the 24 hours before in ahead of what's going to be such a massive occasion?
Yeah, the 24 hours before is wild. Some fighters won't admit to you fully what goes through your mind, but there's this like, I think it's healthy, but there's a cycle of mental like things that play out. The storyline plays out in your head, and it's positive. Far majority of it is all positive visualization of your win, of your victory, celebrating your team. But then there's also like, you know, in your mind, you might face adversity as well. You may be in tough spots, and like anxiety kind of can come over you a little bit, the butterflies. And those are natural things. For me, I need to feel those things as a fighter. If I feel nothing, that's when I'm scared as a fighter, because I know that it could be a flat fight for me, where I can't get my adrenaline up. I can't get pumped up and excited. I need to harness those butterflies and nervous energy and channel that into a great fight.
Okay, cool. And just one other thing, it's as you said, MMA, it's getting a real profile over here in the UK. Yeah, I mean, boxing's big, obviously, as we know, but MMA is really catching up. This is the debut, though, for the PFL. Obviously, we're familiar with other brands, and the PFL has got its unique format, knockout. I think it would be a real hit with the fans. But there is a certain amount of pressure, I guess. How do you feel as like the USA, you know, almost a representative coming over to London? And being sort of part of the PFL headliner?
Oh, I feel great. I've trained and competed my whole career to be this guy in this spot, and to climb even higher. I want to be the man. I want to be the champion. I want to be the face of the organization, and I want to help climb and take the league to new heights. So I embrace it all. I don't run, or I'm not scared of attention or of pressure. That's what I was built as a kid back home on Long Island in small little dark wrestling rooms to be hardened to this type of stuff. And I think I'm perfect for it.
Great. Okay. Thanks very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Curtis.
Hey, Chris, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. Good to talk to you again, man.
Hey, what's up, Curtis?
I'm doing good. Hey, so my question for you is, you've been really open and honest about everything in terms of the growth that you made from a mental perspective entering this season. What have you made of other MMA fighters around the sport, like Paddy Pimblett, Anthony Pettis, talking about mental health and the stigma that comes with it, and just being open and honest about it?
Yeah, I mean, I just give those guys a ton of credit for speaking out and to being one of the first men to do so in our sport, especially here. It's so important to let everyone know, any fan know, anyone who follows the sport, anyone involved in the sport, that it's okay to have negative feelings. It's natural. It's part of life. But you need to talk to someone. You need to speak out. People love you. There are people out there that will support you. And I just tip my cap to those guys. I know Paddy dealt with some personal stuff, and I feel for him for that. And you wish that you could go back and and to speak to them. I've had some situations in my life where some people I knew, things like that happened, and I wish I could go back and let them know that they could talk to me or say anything, and that I could just listen. And it's hard for men sometimes because we want to be tough and we want to have bravado and not show any weakness, but we're all just people, and it's okay.
And one last follow up for me on that. Do you feel like MMA fighters, casual fans kind of look at fighters and athletes as almost like superheroes, right? So do you feel like somebody in your position, talking about those feelings and mental health and all that is almost more difficult just because you're put on a pedestal?
Yeah, absolutely. Because in this sport, we're all looking around before somebody speaks up. Like, does that make you look weak to speak about it? And I have a close friend. He's a UFC fighter. He's fighting this week too, Jared Gordon. And if you follow him, all he does is speak up about substance abuse and mental health. And his whole platform is dedicated to letting anyone know who follows him that they can come and they speak to him, and that there's people that you can talk to. And Jared is, man, he's one of the just champions of the sport for his honesty, for his openness. We need more of guys like him and girls like him in this sport and in all sport, because we are in the spotlight, and it helps to show the kids out there and the fans that we're there for them too.
Thanks, Chris. All the best this weekend.
Thank you.
Mills.
All-American made, Chris Wade. How's it going, man? MMA Locker Room here, part of Puff Sports Radio.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much, man. I just want to give you some appreciation on your MMA journey and where it got you at now, and how you just, have so much perseverance and never quit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now I got a question for you, man. Last year, when you did the fight with Bubba Jenkins during the weigh-offs, I never forget it, man. That moment right there, I think you started to turn heel a little bit. I think he was on the weigh-ins and he said something like, "God won't save you in this fight." And at that moment right there, I realized who the real gangster of PFL was, and that's Chris Wade. Kind of reminds me of when Hulk Hogan turned NWO on WWF. And I'm loving everything that is bringing right now. And how do you feel that's going to captivate you in this fight going on with Brandon? Because it seems like it's good guy versus bad guy, and they're trying to turn you into the bad guy. But, man, this is all-American Chris Wade. So how you feel about that?
Yeah, they're trying to force me to turn heel, and I'm okay with it. I'll embrace that. I'm in England, right? At my heart, at my core, I am, like you said, all-American, a good guy. I'm there to fight for people who can't fight for themselves and to speak up for people who don't have a voice. That's my nature. I feel that when I'm done with fighting, that I want to continue down a path similar to that, whether it's in politics or it's getting things done, fighters on a more wide basis, where we have a union one day, or we have an association that helps us all do better. But I embrace whatever they want to spin and turn me into. If you want me to be the bad guy, if anybody who comes to me, insults me, talks down on me, their people talk down on me, I will flip a switch so fast and you'll see a whole different guy. But until you do so, I'm the nicest guy in the world to you.
Got it, man. I can't wait. Can't wait. Any predictions for us out here this coming Saturday?
Yeah, I truly believe that I'm going to submit him. He's never experienced somebody like me before. He thinks that he has, but I promise you that he hasn't. And I don't know whether it's going to be a choke, or whether I take his arm, or whether I take his leg, but I'm going to take something and I'm going to bring it back home with me. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah, brother. I dig. I can't wait, man.
Thank you.
All right. Any last questions for Chris before we let him go? All right. I have a fan question for you, Chris. How does it feel to have the most heated rivalry in PFL history?
I mean, it feels natural, you know. I want you all to understand that this isn't contrived. This isn't the PFL is not asking us to go about and do this. This is just really both of us not liking one another and wanting to take each other's heads off. And I embrace it. I don't back down from people who want to be bullies. He wants to be a pompous, cocky bully, and I'm gonna rip his head off for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you, everyone.
Guys, we have Martina coming up next. So if you have questions for her, go ahead and raise your hand. Kayla's opponent. All right, Jordan.
Hi, Martina. So I was just wondering, how's the reception been at home following your recent PFL run?
Sorry. Jordan, could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yep, sorry. So how has the reception back home been following your recent PFL success?
Sorry, one more
Yeah,
question.
one time you broke out.
One more time, Jordan. Apologies.
Sorry.
Sorry. So how has the reception back home been following your recent PFL success?
How's it back home? Are people celebrating all your success for fighting
If I will win or
at home? No, just so far. Like, are your friends?
why my friends should celebrate now? I don't
Because
understand.
you're in the playoffs.
You're doing
Yeah.
great.
If I will win or
Well, because you've been winning. You've done great. stuff.
okay,
That's what it means, is it?
okay, but I'm sorry.
Next question.
All right, Jordan, you got another question?
Sorry.
Yeah. So what makes you different than anyone else Kayla's faced so far?
I don't understand. I
What
don't
makes you
know.
better? What makes you better as a fighter than Kayla or anybody else?
In which I'm better or
Yeah, what makes you stronger, better?
Then Kayla.
For now or from the other fights or now? I'm better in striking, like this, or
Yeah, where's your strength versus Kayla? Where are you stronger at?
I'm stronger in striking than Kayla. Yes, she's judo fighter, so I have to fight in stand up.
Thanks, Martina.
Ethan.
Sorry.
Ethan Albin, Tunnel Vision Sports. You're coming into this fight on a 3-fight win streak. How are you looking to make it 4?
I win the last 3 fights, so that's why my head is now great. I feel much more believing in myself, and I think I'm ready for this fight, and I can win this fight.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Martina? Anyone? Okay.
Feel good?
What?
Feel good?
Yeah, I feel good, but understand now. I don't know. Maybe for losing weight.
Eddie, go ahead.
Happy to see if I have reception for this. Hey, I just wanted to actually ask you, being
Shit. Sorry, Eddie, you broke up. Could you try again?
that you have this opportunity against Kayla to be the one to give her the loss.
Sorry, Eddie, could you either type your question to me or ask again? It broke up a little bit. He's gonna text it.
I don't know. I cannot understand. It's if I'm hearing, I think. I don't know.
Very good.
I will try in the evening.
Your family coming to the fight, your sister?
Yeah, they are coming Saturday in the morning, so that's good. I will see them after the fight. I don't want to see them before. I need to concentrate for the fight. It's better, I think. But then I will spend 2 more days with them. And Sunday we go to West Ham United Football Stadium. I like it. Like football, yes. And Premier League is great. Yeah, I like Liverpool. It's good. But in West Ham here are 2 Czech players. So technical.
Mills, did you have a question for Martina?
Definitely got a question for her out there. So this is MMA Locker Room, part of Pub Sports Radio. I just wanted to ask you, what are some of your favorite fighting movies that you ever watched before? Because I know that some of the MMA fighters, they like to watch fighter movies before they go into their big bouts like this. Do you have any favorite fighting movies like Rocky or anything like that?
Yeah, my favorite movie is Bloodsport with Jean-Paul. I was watching this movie when I was like from 6 years old till maybe 10 years old, almost every day.
I love it. So you remember in their Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme, he was an underdog in that big matchup that he was going against in there, in the other guy's hometown. But, he still pulled it through, even when he got sand thrown in his face. So, that's good to know that you're watching Jean-Claude Van Damme. And how do you think this fight's going to go? Are you going to try to emulate some Jean-Claude Van Damme moves in there this Saturday?
Are you going to fight like Jean-Claude?
Sorry?
Are you going to fight like Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I don't think I will fight like him, but I have my own style and I'm striking, and you will see.
All right. Love to see you this Saturday. All right. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right. Being the underdog, what message do you have for the world to give Kayla this loss?
Sorry, what message?
What message do you have for the world to give Kayla her first loss? coming from you.
What message? To Kayla. What should I say to Kayla?
What would you say to Kayla?
In English. She said, all this PFL season for me is like one of the movie. I don't know how we call it. Popelka. You know the adversary? No. I don't know how to say that. I would like to say I'm first the opponent who is much faster than all others because I'm a little bit lighter weight than the other fighters, and I think she will not like my style, and I will beat her in my striking.
So thank you so much. Appreciate you coming out today. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry for my English today.
So did you know get the parents? Celebrate is the second place to choose. It's actually stop. Is that improvement in? Well, this is what we talked about. Games. Talk to fellas and styles and bands. You know, you got. So you got that. That's what I would first. Virtual. So it's gonna be more. It's gonna be like this. This is Ted Baker. I don't have ours. Ted Baker is British. And they have their own makeup and also do that for the bigger. I mean, not only she know alone, but she's going to student services. For what? Yeah, she's going to student services. Oh, her best. He's going to check in about that. So he's going to have to. Yeah, I just want to. There you go. We have for Kayla Harrison. Yeah. I found out that was supposed to be an hour. The one we flew over the bridge. Oh. Also, yeah, broken into two. This is the second. So that. Yeah. No. But I think there's this is my information. Yeah, all of that.
Sit right over there. All right, Ethan. All right, Ethan.
Ethan Albin, Tunnel Vision Sports. I just wanted to get Ryoji's idea of how he plans to implement his game plan against Bubba, given he's such a seasoned vet.
That was a question. 彼のようなベテランの相手にどういったゲームプランでこの試合に臨むかな。
はい、次のゲームプランについてですけど、あんまりそんな詳しくはちょっとまだ言えないんですけど、やっぱ、僕の方が、若さもあるっていう点で、そこをちょっと活かしてこう戦っていこうかなっていうふうには思ってます。
Well, in regards to the game plan for the upcoming fight, obviously I can't reveal so much, but I can tell you this: I'm younger than him, so I'm going to utilize that part of the game to win this fight.
Thank you and best of luck on Saturday.
Curtis.
Hi, Ryoji. This is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. Good to talk to you. My question for you is, do you feel like you're starting to get more respect in terms of the rest of the division and especially after your last knockout?
どうですかね、フェザー級とこの階級の中で、PFL が世界でも、前回のこのガッで自分の評価が高まって、他の選手からのリスペクトを得られるかなみたいな印象を得られますね。
はい、そうですね、リスペクトにつきましては、やっぱこう、前回すごいいい、勝ち方して、結構その反響も大きかったんじゃないかなっていうふうには、自分でも思ってるんで、やっぱり結構いい印象を与えられたのかなとは思ってます。
Well, in regards to getting respect from the others, I think the way I won the last fight was a very good way to win it. And I did feel that it was a lot of big effect from the other people. So yeah, sure. I think I gained the credibility from the last fight.
How much would winning a PFL title and $1 million mean to you personally?
個人的にこの PFL のタイトルを取るというのと、それにくっついてくる100万ドルを得るっていうことは、自分にとってどういうことですか？
はい、そうですね。100万ドル取るっていうことに関してはすごく、取れば今後のためになると思ってます。やっぱ、その格闘技にもっと集中できるっていう生活が、作れるからです。あとその、タイトル取るっていう面に関しては、やっぱそういうところを目指してやってきてるんで、そうですね。だからその取るっていうことはやっぱ目標にしてるところなんで、はい。
$1 million means a lot to me because if I could win that million, then I would be able to concentrate my life into fighting. I could spend more money on training and everything else. And in terms of the PFL title, of course, I'm in this game to win the title. So that's my goal of my career. So yes, that's a big deal for me.
And last question from me. A lot has been made about Bubba Jenkins' development with his striking this season. What have you seen from him and his stand-up, and how do you see those exchanges playing out in the fight?
今シーズンに入ってからジェンキンズ選手のこの打撃の良さみたいなのが目立つ、ことが多かったと思うんですけども、彼の打撃についてどう思うかというのと、その彼の打撃と工藤さんの打撃ということに関して、これが今回の試合でどういったポイントになると思いますか？
はい、ジェンキンス選手の打撃につきましては、結構その思ったよりコンパクトにこう打つなっていう印象があります。蹴りだったりもそうなんですけども、そこのうまさはあるのかなと思ってます。で、僕に対して、僕のことを、言わせてもらうと、やっぱ一発の重さは僕の方があるんじゃないかなと思ってます。倒せるパンチをやっぱ僕の方が持ってるのかなとは思ってます。
I think Jenkins' striking is quite skillful because it's not about real big shots. It's really about the compact shots, meaning like constant small shots. Even his kicks like that, he kicks many low kicks. So in comparison to my striking, I think in terms of one-shot impact power, I think I'm superior in that department. So like I said, I think I have a knockout power over him.
Thank you.
Jordan.
Hi, Jordan Wright with Combat Sports UK. Ryoji, do you feel like you're the hardest puncher in the division?
自分は PFL のこの座級の中で一番のハードパンチャーだと思ってますか？
そうですね。やっぱその自信はあります。はい。
Yes, I have to say that. Yes, I'm confident with my striking.
And what do you think you have that Bubba's last two opponents didn't?
そしたら、ジェンキンズに対して、彼の持ってない自分の持ち味というのはどこだと思いますか？
はい、そうですね。まあ、対戦相手よりも、まあ、僕の方が上回ってる点と、点は、まあ、一発のパンチの重さだったり、僕は結構レスリングをこのディフェンス面で使う部分があるんですけど、その相手の攻撃に対してタックル、まあ、テイクダウン、それに対して結構ディフェンスはしっかりできるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
I think I'm superior than him in terms of a knockout power, and even not only the striking, and even in terms of a wrestling aspect. I use wrestling a lot as a part of my defensive strategy. So I think I should be able to sprawl out from any of his shoot or any takedown offense. So I think I should be able to do well against him on that department too.
All right, Mills.
MMA locker room part of Pub Sports Radio. I just wanted to say, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Also, when you're in that ring fighting, you have 7 KOs. Is there a certain move that you look for to finish your opponents? Do you like to attack the body, or do you like to just go for whatever leaves the opportunity to get the knockout?
今までキャリアで7回ノックアウト勝ちがありますけども、まあ、ケージに入って試合をする際に、なんか、例えばボディを狙ってるだとか、ここを狙ってるだとか、なんか、特別なパンチを狙ってますか？それとも、その流れに乗ってなんとか倒してるってどういう感じでしょうかね？
まあ、今までの試合も振り返ってみると、あまりまあ、ある程度どのパンチを狙うっていうのは決めるんですけど、結局その試合の流れで当たったパンチの方が多いなっていうのはあります。
When I look back at my past fights, especially the one I knocked out my opponents, I do settle on certain shots, and I did look for those certain shots during the fight. But the most of the punch that finished the fight was that came in when I came with the flow of the fight. So I think the punch that came out naturally has more impact to the opponent.
Got it. Also, your last fight, you got the knockout win, but your first fight in the PFL arena, a lot of the fans kind of thought that you won that fight against Brandon, even though you was a big underdog in there. I think that's where a lot of these MMA fans are respecting you from, even though you did get that good knockout. So I think a lot of people are backing you, and they're showing that, you can definitely go the deeper rounds after you already went there with Brandon.
やっぱりこの前のノックアウトもそうなんですけども、その1個前のブランドン選手との試合も判定がちょっと微妙で多くのファンが勝ったんじゃないかと思った部分があると思うんですけども、そういったことも含めてやはり、次の試合もこの PFL のフェザーの中でかなり深いところまで行っても、問題なく勝ち進める選手なんじゃないかという印象がファンを抱いていると思うんですが、それに関してどう思いますか？
まず、まあ、そう思っていただいて、まあ、すごくありがたく思ってます。まあ、前々回、まあ、判定で、やっぱ、ちょっとわかんない部分もあるんですけど、やっぱ僕の試合はやっぱり、倒しきるっていうのを目標としてやってるんで、やっぱ判定に持ち込むんじゃなくて、一試合一試合倒しきるっていう気持ちで、やっぱこれからも、気持ちを持って臨んでいきたいなとは思ってます。
First, I'm very happy and appreciate it that if the fans feels that way. In regards to my first fight in PFL, decision could go either way, and my goal in fighting is to finish opponents. So my goal is to not let my fight goes to the decision. So that's my objection for fighting. So in that sense, I'm okay with that decision.
Fan question. The other side of the bracket features a heated rivalry. Bubba is probably the most beloved fighter of the division. How does it feel to be the dark horse?
基本的にはもう一個の準決勝はちょっとライバルみたいな感じで、 今回の相手のジェンキンズっていうのは、どっちかというとフェザーの中ではファンに愛されているような感じの選手だと思うんですね。そういった選手に対して、どちらかというとアンダードッグと呼ばれている、工藤さんが対戦するんですけども、そういった自分の状況はどう思いますか？
今の状況に関しましては、そこまで何もしてはいないですね。次の試合勝って、最終的決勝で、ブレンダン選手と、まだ戦うっていうストーリーがすごい面白いんじゃないかなって思ってます。
Well, I'm not really concerned about how Jenkins is loved by fans or anything about the other bracket, but I personally think me beating Jenkins and going to the final and do the rematch against Brandon is a good story for PFL.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, we got Larissa up next. So if you have questions, raise your hand for Curtis, sorry.
Hi, Larissa. This is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. Good to talk to you again. First question for me. Obviously, you're back in this spot in the playoffs. How much does it mean to you to be in this position, especially how last year played out and finished out for you?
O quão especial é para você estar nessa posição aqui agora, considerando como o ano passado terminou?
Bom, acho que é muito importante, né? Eu tô conseguindo chegar aqui, tô conseguindo concluir as metas que eu não consegui concluir ano passado, então eu trabalhei muito, eu me isolei de tudo que eu poderia para poder chegar até aqui, me comprometi ao máximo, então é, de fato é muito, muito importante.
It's very gratifying. I've been able to check all the boxes this time around. It's great to see how things are coming out. I isolated myself completely for this fight. For this season, I sacrificed a whole lot, and I see that it's paying off.
And looking at Olena's skill set, what have you made about her fights so far this season? And do you feel like your experience in the cage, your vast advantage in terms of experience will be an advantage for you in this fight?
Vendo as últimas lutas da sua oponente, o que você acha das performances dela? Você vê a sua experiência como fator determinante?
Bom, vendo as performances dela, eu acredito que ela não tenha evoluído tanto a ponto de me bater agora. Da última vez, no caso, no ano passado, eu não estava nem na metade da preparação que eu estou esse ano e eu já consegui um ótimo resultado. Acredito que esse ano vai ser totalmente diferente, mas não, tipo, pô, eu ganhei ela de uma forma muito boa ano passado, mas agora eu acredito que eu vá com mais inteligência, com mais calma, e a minha experiência conta muito, com certeza.
I don't see her performances this year as things that put her in a contention spot against me. Last year when I fought her, I wasn't half as well prepared as I am right now, and safe to say I beat her in pretty good fashion. So this time around, I'm coming to showcase even more dominance. I'm calm, cool, and collected, but I'm ready for the big shot.
And last question for me. Obviously, I know you're not looking past Olena, but there's been a lot of talk about Kayla Harrison taking on Chris Cyborg potentially in the future. I guess, what have you made of that whole thing and talks of a fight?
Tem gente falando aí de uma potencial luta da Kayla contra a Cyborg. O que você acha da potencial luta?
A luta pode até acontecer, mas primeiro a Kayla vai ter que passar por mim, né? Eu tô determinado a chegar na final, não tô subestimando a Olena, claro que não, mas eu acredito, né, que a final seja nós duas, e para ela poder lutar com a Cris, ela primeiro vai ter que lutar comigo. Então, isso daí é uma coisa que pode acontecer, mas vamos ver primeiro quem vai ser a campeã esse ano.
Yeah, I mean, this fight could definitely end up happening, but for Kayla to fight Chris, Kayla's got to fight me first. So I'm not looking past Olena. All props to her, but Kayla's gonna have to fight me before she can start thinking of Chris.
Thank you.
Jordan.
Jordan Wright with Combat Sports UK. Hi, Larissa. So with Olena being in a better run of form this year, do you expect this bout to last longer, or are you expecting another early stoppage?
Dadas suas performances esse ano, você espera essa luta durar mais ou menos tempo que a sua última com ela?
Eu não tô colocando um tempo determinado para acabar com a luta, primeiro round, segundo round, terceiro round. Eu acho que é um momento delicado, independente das minhas performances, é um momento delicado, porque agora é um mata-mata, então eu não a subestimo, porque a gente não sabe, é uma luta de MMA, tudo pode acontecer, mas eu vou fazer tudo dentro do meu tempo, com a maior tranquilidade possível, fazer uma luta inteligente para mim, até para eu não me machucar nem nada, e acredito que o resultado vai ser muito bom para mim.
I'm not really putting a tag on the fight as far as I need a first or second or a third round. I mean, looking at my past performances, I have a certain degree of confidence, but this is the playoffs. It's kill or be killed, and I gotta fight smart. I gotta, beat her in dominant fashion, but I gotta assert that I come in and leave the cage in good health, and that I am coming with no injuries ahead of the playoffs, ahead of the championship. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a great night, but it's gonna be a great night for me.
Thanks for your time.
Ethan,
Hey, Larissa, Ethan Albin, Tunnel Vision Sports. So your last four wins have all been finishes. You're 4 for 4 on finishes. You're 4-1 in your last five. How do you plan to continue that finishing streak you've built this Saturday?
Você tá, enfim, com 4 não, são suas últimas 4 lutas. Seu recorde atual são de 4 vitórias e 1 derrota nas últimas 5. Como é que você planeja para manter essa linha aí de resultados?
Treinando muito, né? Treinei bastante, como eu falei, eu me isolei esse ano para poder entregar o melhor e ser o mais profissional possível, né? Entreguei aí luta, entreguei shape, entreguei tudo que eu tinha para poder chegar e ser campeã esse ano. Então, eu acho que eu estou no caminho, né? Trabalhei bastante e acredito que a gente vai manter o resultado por conta de todo esse trabalho aí que eu tive.
I'm looking forward to keeping up with the great results and to putting another win on my resume and on my win streak this upcoming Saturday. I've put everything in my life on the line for this season, for this year, and that's caused this win streak. That's caused the improvement in my strength and conditioning. So I look forward to, again, keeping on to putting everything on the line and seeing the results come back to me.
Thank you. Best of luck on Saturday.
any other questions for Larissa while we have her here? All right. Your opponent is fighting for herself and her country. How do you mentally prepare for someone with that much drive?
Como é que você prepara para lutar com uma pessoa que tá aqui representando ela e o país dela, com todas as dificuldades óbvias que a Ucrânia tem passado? Como é que você vê isso?
Assim, sinto muito, né, pela situação em que ela acabou tendo que sair do país dela, com tudo que aconteceu, né? Sinto pelas pessoas lá, sinto por ela, pela família dela, enfim, pelo país dela. Mas eu tô aqui também representando meu país, representando a minha família, representando o meu trabalho, e acredito que, independente disso, a gente está aqui, a gente assina um documento, a gente se prepara, e o que está em pauta é o sonho de cada um. Esse é o meu sonho, dedico a minha vida a isso, então eu não tenho como, como eu falei, sinto muito, mas o que define é a gente lá em cima e é o sonho que conta.
I mean, I feel terribly sorry for Olena, for the country of Ukraine, for her family, her friends, the way in which she had to leave the country. But I'm here representing myself, my family, my country, my hometown. I mean, at the end of the day, it's my dream against hers. The two of us are putting it on the line, and it can only be one winner.
Thank you. Thank you, Larissa. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes. Two more guys. Brendan and Kayla. Yep. What state are you in again? What state? Curtis, go ahead and start us off.
Let's go, Kurt.
Hey, Brendan, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News, man. Good to talk to you again.
You too, brother.
First question for you. Obviously, a lot has been made about the pre-fight buildup between yourself and Chris. Is there part of you that's almost tired about the back and forth exchanges and the trash talk and all that? And are you just ready to get it out of the way and get to Saturday?
I think you just answered your own question, Ed. Literally, you asked me a question and answered it. So yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it.
I gotcha. Second question for me. A lot has been made about Chris's striking this season. I guess what have you thought about his development with his hands and his stand-up this season? And are you expecting him to try to test it out on Saturday?
Chris Wade's had 2 stoppages in 35 fights. This will be my 14th. So, you know, that's the difference in striking, to be honest. And it's pretty weird that he's only just got these 2 stoppages now. So he's growing fond of his striking. So let's hope he keeps that energy on Saturday.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks.
Ethan.
Hey, Brendan, Ethan Albin, Tunnel Vision Sports. So I don't know if you've seen, but Chris has been saying that you block with your face. Do you have a response to his little trash talk there?
Bro, I started that. I said he blocks with his face, and then he just threw it back at me. So he can't claim that one, unfortunately.
And last question for me. I saw at the face-off that he got a little hostile with you. Can you give us anything about what that all was all about?
I mean, we had a talk back and forth. He got roasted, and then when he got up, he held it together really well for like all the time, and then boom, the real Chris Wade came out right at the end, just for all you guys to see.
Thanks, Brendan.
No problem. Thank you.
Mike Owens.
Hello, Brendan. Mike Owens here. Just like to ask first and foremost, how's fight week in the capital been for you?
You know, you have got the most recognizable voice of all time. How you doing, Mikey, mate?
I'm very well. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, good. We're getting there.
We're getting there. I'd just like to ask, because we spoke about 2 weeks ago when you talked about your distaste, your dislike for Chris Wade. Now, we spent a bit of time with him this week. I know you did a face-to-face with him yesterday. You were on Ariel's show yesterday as well. Has your dislike grew for Chris Wade over this week?
I wouldn't say it grew. I'm just glad that everyone finally gets to see how much of a dick Chris Wade is. Like, I wasn't lying to everyone. Like, he let himself out yesterday a few times, tries to play the victim.
And oh no, listen, woe is me, but really let himself out at the end, which was good. He really showed who he was. So that's the real Wade for everybody.
And you told me a story about, as I said a couple of weeks ago, about Chris Wade doing something and his team coming in, his coach coming in and asking, could he apologise? Could you maybe recount this story for the audience listening? No, please.
I mean, we spoke about it on the face-to-face yesterday. Chris Wade was playing stupid games. And then obviously when I seen him, I'm a fighter. I'm like, yo, bro, what do you think you're doing? And then there was about 20 witnesses. Chris Wade turned around, walked out of the room, and then sent his coach back in saying, can Chris come in and apologize? I'm like, no, get away from me. You guys are weird as fuck.
And just finally, because obviously you're fighting him on Saturday night, but what would your prediction be for a Chris Wade versus Kane Musa fight?
Fucking hell. Where's that come from? Fucking hell, mate. You've really done some research there, haven't you? I think he gets smoked, mate. That's the only word we can use at this point.
Brilliant, mate. Speak soon and hopefully see you on Saturday.
Take care, Mike.
Jordan.
Hi, Brendan. Jordan Wright from Combat Sports UK here. How much are you looking forward to fighting in the UK again after a 4-year absence?
Oh, insane, mate. It just means the world for me to be back over here and, you know, have my proper coaches, you know, because you only get one cornerman with PFL, and you maybe fly another one out at your own expense, but to have everybody here, it's just, it's great. And I'm just not used to it now. It's weird having everybody here. It's fantastic.
And do you think Chris is the toughest matchup left in the tournament?
That's a good question. Left in the tournament or originally in the tournament, I'd say, I don't know, man. Don't sleep on Kudo. Kudo is fast. Bubba Jenkins, experienced, great wrestler. All good. All three of them guys are good.
And last one from me. Have you got any thoughts on the recent Shane Burgos signing?
Oh, brilliant signing. I've always been a fan of Shane Burgos. Seems like a fucking great fella as well. So I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Perfect. Thanks for your time, Brendan.
Thank you.
All right. Chris says he's going to Khabib you. He wants to punish you and he wants to make you tap, even take one of your limbs home. What do you have to say to him about that and the fans?
I mean, what do you even say to that? It's like, cool story, bro. Let's see. Saturday night. What are we on now? Thursday. Yeah, 2 more days.
Awesome. Miriam, please.
Hi, Brendan. We are doing for BBC Sport a bit of a explain a beginner's guide to the PFL. So if an alien landed on planet Earth and you had to explain to them what the PFL was, what would you say?
The hardest thing you will ever do in your life. That's what I would say in layman's terms. But I would say, no, it's a coming together of extremely talented martialists from every corner on the earth. And we all get put in this crazy ass format and put it out to the death, pretty much.
Why does it matter to you?
I mean, how would $1 million mean to you? Like $1 million is everything, right? What would a world title mean? I mean, obviously a world title, you don't really know what that means because you're not in this sport, but a world title to fighter that's been in it for 16 years is everything. And $1 million, I mean, I don't have to explain how important that is to anyone, do I?
And what does it mean that it's in London as well, specifically?
Amazing. About time PFL came over. I think the timing was right. The brand has grown. My brand has grown. And I think it was a perfect merge of times.
Could you just explain to me, when you're fighting and you're in the cage, what does it feel like when you get that adrenaline and you're at the absolute peak of your performance? What does that feeling feel like?
You know, I explain it to people like this. It's like a lot of people have played Fight Night on the computer when they were growing up, or like these boxing games. And then like when you're playing it, the guy's just in front of you and he's under the lights and he's moving around and he's like that and you're playing the game. Like, that's exactly what a fight's like, oh shit, I'm actually in it now. Like, I've just done 8 weeks of training, but now this guy's actually moving in front of me. I'm like, shit, all right, well, it's on then. And then you take a shot and you're like, oh, that wasn't bad. I thought that was going to hurt a lot more. And then, yeah, your adrenaline's just kicking in, crazy shit happens. You take shots, injuries, but you don't even feel them until about 45 minutes after the bout. So, yeah, that's probably the best way I describe it.
And what do you think this event coming to London will do for MMA in England and in the UK?
Well, just alone now, you have me, you have Michael Venom Page, you have Anthony Joshua, you have Leon Edwards, all fighting on the same night, all massive stakes. So what a night for UK MMA.
Real. Thanks a lot, Brendan.
Thank you.
One more question, Brendan. What are your thoughts on PFL signing Shane Burgos, who's in your division?
I just answered that, but Shane Burgos seems like a great fighter. I really like him, and I really look forward to meeting him.
Awesome. All right, you're all set. Thank
Thanks,
you.
perfect.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right, just gonna go next door.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. All right, guys, Kayla should be here in about 5 minutes. So if you have questions for Kayla, go ahead and raise your hand.
She said she's getting into it. Hey.
Yep.
She said she's gonna start out here right now. For the basketball one.
All right. Dave, go ahead and start us off, please.
Hey guys, hey Kayla, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
Doing good, my friend. Question, and then a little bit of a statement. I would love for you to, what's the best way to donate to your foundation? And with that being said, on the behalf here at Fight Bananas, we would love to make a donation towards your organization. We love what you're doing, and we just want to help in any way we can. So what's the best way to donate to your foundation?
Thank you. Thank you. If you go to fearlessfoundation.org, there's a donate button right there.
Okay, sounds good, Kayla. Best to go to you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Miriam.
Hi, Kayla. Hi. For BBC Sport, we're doing a kind of a beginner's guide to the PFL. So these guys have all heard my questions about 5 times now. Apologies, everyone. But they're just like a few quick fire questions. So first of all, if an alien landed on Earth and asked you, what is the PFL? What would you say?
I would be running. Not be answering questions. I would say that it is MMA in the truest sport form. It's a season, and every year there's a new champion. Or unless you're in the women's lightweight division, then it's just me.
What is it that you love about the feeling of fighting?
It's the greatest natural high on earth. You know, you're going out there and you're testing yourself against another human being, and you're trying to become be the best possible version of yourself. And it's so many things all at once thrown into a blender, and you have to figure it out and make one less mistake than your opponent. It's like human chess, but like with deadly consequences.
And what is your favorite thing about the PFL and the setup of it?
I love that the fighters are in control of their destiny. You know, if you want to be a champion, you got to win. If you want money, you got to win. You know, I believe that's how it should be.
And what do you think this event, specifically coming to London, will do for especially young women and girls who watch MMA and want to get into it a bit more?
I mean, I think hopefully it's going to be inspiring to them. You know, it's a great time to be a woman, and it's a great time to be a female fighter. There are women who are headlining cards. There are all women cards. There are, women are taking over the sport in a big way. And I'm very honored to play a small part of that and to be a piece of history. So, and my message to them is that if I can do it, you can do it. You know, I was a 6-year-old who sat on my grandma's couch and watched the 96 Olympics and said, man, I want to be the best in the world at something someday. And it was a long road and a lot of ups and downs and a lot of highs and lows and a lot of moments where I wanted to quit and give up and sulk and hide away. But I went from being that 6-year-old kid with a dream to being the baddest woman on the planet, and you can too.
And then just finally, what is Fight Week been like in London for you this week?
It's been good. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I actually, we took a trip down memory lane the other day, and we went to Sal Arena where I won my first Olympic gold medal. And that was really fun. Really brought up a lot of great memories for me. A different time in my life, but something I'll never forget for as long as I live. So it's been a blast. I'm excited to put on a show Saturday night.
Bro, thanks so much.
All right, Eddie, we'll come back to you. Ethan, please.
Hey, Kayla, Ethan Albin for Tunnel Vision Sports. As you just actually mentioned, I was going to ask, can you reflect on what it means to you to be back in London 10 years to the month after you got your gold medal win here?
Yeah, it's been special. You know, I talked about it a little bit. But that time in my life was really pure. You know, I was 22 years old. I had no money. I had no Olympic gold medals. I had no kids. I had no, you know, it was just kind of a moment in time where the world was kind of still pure for me, and I wasn't jaded, and I had all these hopes and all these dreams, and all of these people around me. You know, my whole family came, my grandparents, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my best friends from high school, a lot of my teammates from Pedro's, from Boston. The Pedro's were there. So it was a really special time in my life.
And just one more question for you. I know you talked with Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour about a possible fight against Chris Cyborg, but also seeing as Amanda has left American Top Team, you know, has that opened up a door for a fight with her in the future?
Absolutely.
All righty. Thank you so much, Kayla.
Eddie.
Hey, Kayla, it's Eddie with Fight Bananas. I have a very important question. I think, hey, how are you? I think
We lost you, Eddie. There you are.
oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, Kayla, very important question. You look beautiful, and I think every woman out there wants to know what are we wearing? Feeling like a champ, looking like a champ.
Oh my God, my stylist. Styled by Lay. Tell everyone. Ask Layla Carmichael. I'm wearing some Dior shoes. I think these pants are from Aritzia, and I think this top is from maybe Reformation. I don't know. It's been I'm tired. But thank you for saying I look nice. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No, absolutely. Best luck, obviously, from the Fight Bananas team. We love you much.
Thanks, guys.
Jordan.
Hi, Jordan Wright from Combat Sports UK. Hi, Kayla.
Hiya.
What does Martina do best in your opinion?
I mean, she's a good striker. You know, she's got good footwork. She has solid 1s and 2s. Got a decent check hook.
And the UK fans have been getting a lot of sort of praise these days. Are you looking forward to performing in front of them?
What's that?
Sorry, it was just to see if you're looking forward to performing in front of the UK fans.
Oh, am I looking forward to performing in front of the Brits? Heck yeah, man. They are a passionate crowd. I'm a passionate fighter. I think when you put the two together, we're going to have a great night together.
And last question, who's the second best wrestler in MMA?
The second best wrestler? It's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, the second best wrestler.
Second best wrestler? I mean, it'd probably have to be Kamaru Usman right now. Second best.
Thanks for that, Kayla.
Curtis.
Hey, Kayla, this is Curtis Calhoun with MMA News. It's great to talk to you again.
Hey, Curtis, how are you?
I'm doing great. First question for me. Does this playoff run and just this whole opportunity to earn another title this season mean anything extra to you, especially dealing with free agency, all of the added media attention, the critics and all that?
No, I don't base my worth and my value on what it is I accomplish, or what the media thinks or what fans think. I do this because I love to do it and I want to do it, and I have a desire to do it, but it it doesn't bear any extra weight or not extra weight. It's just what I do. It doesn't define who I am.
What are some of the things that you feel like you took from your first fight this season that you felt like you capitalized on in your last fight against Caitlin Young?
I mean, there were just different fights, different opponents, I think I just keep getting better, slow but steady, getting better every fight.
Then last question for me, as well as an MMA fighter, you're also an author, your book Fighting Back. What are some of the lessons that you'd like readers to take away from the book?
Well, realistically, I want us to be able to start having a conversation about child sexual abuse. I want us to be able to look each other in the eye and talk about it, and for it to be not quite so taboo. The problem with sexual abuse is it breeds in the silence. And when we don't say anything, then people think that it doesn't happen to them or around them, or they won't ever be affected by it. But the reality is most of us know someone who is, or we are ourselves affected by child sexual abuse. So I want us to start having those hard conversations. And the other thing I want people to realize is that there is hope. There is especially victims and survivors. I want them to know that I've been exactly where they are. I've felt exactly what they're feeling right now. And there is hope. There is a shiny gold medal. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but they have to have just like a fraction of a second of courage, and they have to speak up and they have to say something, and there will be help for them if they do.
Thanks, Kayla. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Mike Owens.
Hello, Kayla. Mike Owens here. How has your return to London been so far?
What's up?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good.
I'd just like to ask, because we had a conversation about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I can remember you quoting that the only incredibly expensive thing you own or you buy, or the diva-ish thing that you told me you buy, is hair conditioner.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to know, have
changed
you got?
since then. I just bought a farm, but
Oh, right, okay. I'd just like to know, have you got your expensive hair conditioner with you for this trip?
no, I don't travel with it. It's too expensive. I don't want to.
Fair enough. Well,
Like
I will bring you some hair conditioner on Saturday, rest assured.
Attaboy, Mike. Thank you. Thank you.
No worries. I'd just like to ask as well, on a more serious note, because another quote that came out of that interview, you told me that the PFL have helped you to buy your freedom. So I'd just like you to reflect on that quote a little bit and kind of what it means to main event once again in the PFL.
Yeah, I think that I can honestly say I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed that I get to wake up every day and I get to do what I love. I have 2 beautiful, healthy, strong, capable children who are in a safe, healthy, mostly happy environment. I have a good team around me. I have people I care about. I have more than I need. And the beauty and the joy of my life is that, like, I stayed true to me. I didn't have to sell my soul. I didn't have to do anything but be real and be me, and do it my way. And the PFL helped be a part of that. And I'm happy and honored to be a part of this company, and to be the face of this company has been a great privilege in my life, and one that I don't take lightly. And yeah, man, I mean, my life is just really good. I'm really blessed. Even the shit, even the bad stuff in my life, I can't help but be grateful for because it helped make me who I am. It made me better. So the good and the bad, I'm grateful for it all.
Amazing answer as always, Kayla. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday and bringing you that hair conditioner.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet you, Mike. It's gonna be great.
Me too. See you Saturday.
Mills.
Hey, how's it going, Kayla? This is Mills, part of Pub Sports Radio.
Hi, Mills.
How are you doing today? Yeah, just want to say, looking awesome with the dress, stunning as well. Two-time Olympic gold medalist, two-time PFL winner. I just have a question though. I have a friend. He's taking his first wrestling match this week. He's only 11 years old. Is there any advice that you would give him?
Yeah, I mean, I would just tell him to have fun, go out there and enjoy it. You're not gonna have any success in anything in life if you don't enjoy what you're doing. So I would tell him to take a deep breath, to believe in himself, and to enjoy the process.
Got it. Love it. And one more thing. His birthday was just about 2 weeks ago. We went to an event on Saturday. All he kept asking me for was a birthday shout out from Kayla Harrison because he knew that I was going to be doing media on Thursday. Is there any way you could give Steve No Neck a birthday shout out?
Steve?
Yeah, Steve No Neck, part of the MMA
Steve
household.
Nonek?
Yep.
Okay. What up, Steve Nonek? It's Kayla Harrison here, and I want to wish you a very happy birthday.
Thank you. Wonderful. Can't wait to see you this Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Fraser.
Hi, Kayla. Fraser from MMA Soccer. I just wanted to ask, how exciting is it to be back in London? Obviously after 10 years, like you say, 10 years almost to the to the day almost from when you won your your first of 2 Olympic gold medals.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Honestly, the just the vibes, the atmosphere, it's all on point, and I feel really good. I feel at home, and I'm excited to put on a show Saturday night.
Okay, nice one. And talking about Saturday night, do you see Martina as your toughest opponent in the tournament, or do you see one of the other ladies in the other semi-final as maybe a tougher opponent for yourself, assuming that you get through on Saturday night?
Right now, Martina's the toughest opponent because she's my next fight, and everyone's tough until you beat them. So she's who I'm focused on, and we'll cross that other bridge when we get to it.
Okay, that's excellent. Thank you for your time. Just one last question: how nice has it been able to catch up with Brad Pickett when you've been in London? I've seen on your social media that you've managed to catch up with him when you've been over here.
No, it's been great. He and my coach Mike Brown go back a long ways, and so to have all of them there and to go check out GB Top Team has been really fun for me. I really enjoyed it. I got a good group there, a solid base, and amazing training facility. So it's been awesome.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Sportscast.
Hi, Kayla. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. My birthday is for 2 days. Can you give me a shout out before questions?
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's my birthday. It's on your fight day. that makes me happy for Saturday. First of all, how was your training camp? Who was your main sparring partners through the camp?
Training camp went really good. My main sparring partners were Jacob Kilburn and Anthony. Oh my God, I don't remember Goose's last name now. I can't. Goose, Mongoose. He knows who he is.
What's your focus in training camp?
And also Michelle. Also Michelle, the wild one. God
What's your
bless her.
What's your focus the most in the camp?
Just getting better, focused on me.
So your opponent is striker, okay, kickboxer. You're a wrestler. What's your goals in that matchup? Because you wasn't satisfied with your performance in first match against Mokhnatkina. Are you searching for a finish in a semifinal?
No, the goal is to win by KO, TKO, or submission. I'm going to go out there and instill my will, but I've prepared for 15 hard minutes whatever happens. I'm going to go out there and instill my will and have some fun.
So London is your happy place. You won gold medal 10 years ago there. What was your message to young Kayla who came to London 10 years ago to competing on Olympics?
Buckle up, sweetheart. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Okay, and I don't have questions anymore. Thank you for your time, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, Kayla. We're all set.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Appreciate it.